Hello everyone, this is Andrew Dornan. I'm posting this on a secondary channel, the old portfolio and other videos channel. I'm gonna make it I'm gonna turn it into a behind the scenes channel of sorts, some place where I can post random videos that I don't think people on the main channel would like, and also I'm gonna make a note of, hey, this is my secondary channel. Go and subscribe if you want behind the scenes stuff. And I think I'm definitely going to rename the channel at some point to make it clear that is a behind the scenes kind of channel. So what have I got here? I've got some newsletters. These are two different series of newsletters. We've got gaming and creating and pen and paper news. For the camera, this might be upside down, so I'll make a note to make it right sit up. And post. Today is Saturday. I'm recording this because a tropical storm came in and knocked out the power in a good chunk of my city. And so I've been waiting for the power to come back on, and I figured might as well record something for the secondary channel while we're here. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with these two newsletters. I think there was 3 or 4 issues of this specific newsletter, Pen and Paper News. This was something I did my senior year of high school, going into my first full year of community college. So this campaign actually happened a lot sooner, but as you can see here, I didn't write my first volume until July 8th. And then September 3rd, which was considerably sometime after this campaign that I write about had ended. I think there's more. This was before I had a uniform labeling system, file name system for my newsletters, so I have 4 or 5 pen and paper news Word documents. I don't know what they are, and I can't print them out because I have no power. Alright, so let's get started with this first one. I'm going to put issue number 2 over here. So this is volume 1, issue 1. Never made it out of the first volume. This kind of, I really like this format for a newsletter. It's just nice and clean, and I used it in a second newsletter, which we'll get to at some point in the future. So volume 1, issue 1, this was all the way in July 8th, 2016, well after my senior year had ended. So I had a blur, which was standard. The format between this and the second newsletter were basically the same. So we had a little thing that kind of introduced the topic of either the newsletter, if it was issue 1, or like the newsletter as a whole, or that specific issue, depending on if it was issue 1 or introduced the newsletter. Some interesting things to point out over here in the sidebar. I put Andrew Dornan, main writer. It was my hope that at some point I would get my friends on board and we would all write articles in Pen and Paper News. Of course, that never happened, never really went anywhere. So here we've got a little blurb about what is Pen and Paper News. It was supposed to be a weekly newsletter, and of course we see here that never really happened. July 8th versus September 3rd. A considerable amount of time between releases. I did have high hopes for this, but I just never really could write for this one. I don't know what it was about this. But yeah, Pen and Paper News, weekly newsletter written by mainly myself and possibly some guest writers. Of course, that never happened. Big thing you'll find in this newsletter is a story or 2 about my tabletop RPG campaigns, either as a DM or as a player. Never really played any sort of tabletop RPG after high school. I did have a group during high school, but we kind of disbanded due to it falling out. The DM wanted a lot more combat encounters, wanted the campaign to be more action focused, and we as the players wanted more of a role play experience, and so there was a bit of a divide there. So here in the sidebar, this is something that would become a standard for most newsletters, is the sidebar of just free advertisements. We see here that we only have 2 logos, Tabletopia, which, if I recall correctly, was a browser-based free equivalent of Tabletop Simulator, and then of course Image Informed Games, developer of the SteamWorld series. So here we've got first campaign fate, the first campaign's fate. So this was the first ever tabletop RPG that had been a DM for, and I made a mess of a rule system for my own homebrew RPG, and you can see there, I made a notebook that had all these other ideas, and I was just making it up as I go. And I think it might be, if it's not in this stack, it's somewhere else. Yeah, it's somewhere else. I'm not going to dig for it right now. I have a massive amount of composition notebooks. It's just my favorite go-to notebook for, well, note-taking. So I still have this. I saw it the other day. I just never thought to bring it out because I didn't think I'd actually get around to making this video. Funny how a tropical storm will change all that. So here we have a quote from Tor Nadia, level 1 hacker. What is your most stylish ship? That was played by my friend Andrew Cannon. He really honed in on doing things as stylish as possible, and since this was like a homebrew system, I figured, you know, a mess of a homebrew system, I figured, you know, I'll write in a rule for stylish points. And so I started a system where he could earn stylish points by doing cool things, or by owning cool things, or not owning, but by buying cool things, and then he could use those stylish points as like a free charisma, or a free like persuasion check or something like that. It only lasted for 3 seasons, and we'll get into that later. What's after that campaign? Oh boy, some empty hopes and dreams. Pokemon An Epic Tale. That was a completely homebrew Pokemon themed pen and paper RPG system that me and my friend Daniel Ripplinger, you probably know him as X's Master X on YouTube, we were working on the system, and then we got distracted by life and we never got around to finishing it. We did start working on the region. We called it the Otapa region. They are, we've also figured out gym locations and order, and HM order, and the main plot. But we still hadn't gone over stuff like specifically like how Pokemon battles would work and how capturing would work. We had classes figured out, and I think I got some of the skills figured out, but stuff like perks and all that other stuff we didn't get hashed out. This Fallout Stories: A Harsh Truth, this actually was using a pre-existing Fallout pen and paper system, and I have that. I have a binder with that in it somewhere in my room or in my closet. I'll have to look at it later, and then maybe I'll do another video on that. But I got pretty far in A Harsh Truth. I got the plot line done, and I got a couple of encounters finished. And in fact, I still have the documents for all of these campaigns that I've mentioned. These 2 specifically are in Google Drive format, sitting in one of my Google accounts. And then Tabletop News, this was something that I put in there as like a little, as a little fun thing in there, because I did call it pen and paper news, and so I figured, you know, why not put some tabletop news in there. So we've got Great Own Star Wars Imperial Assault. That was like a big thing. And then also Barnes & Noble Red Dot clearance had started, and it had some really good tabletop deals. Like I remember I got like a huge stack of first year Yu-Gi-Oh trading card booster packs for super cheap. Like it was like pretty much pennies on the dollar per pack. And then ending it with a quote from another player. Do I get any starting items, or am I just supposed to use Fist of Healing, level 1 elf medic trying to get his character together? That, I think, was Andrew Cox. In the beginning, there were only 2 players, and then it ballooned out from there. And actually, I found these 2 in a briefcase that I used to use my senior year because I got tired of backpacks because they were hurting my back, and I realized I didn't really need that much stuff. So I got my dad gave me his old briefcase, and so I started using that. So here we have issue number 2. This was from September 3rd, 2016. You may notice I blotted out something here. This is actually a friend of mine, or I guess a former friend. We kind of had a slight falling out, just communication issues mostly. Always communicate, but I did notice when looking through here, I did use this person's dead name. This person in question is trans. And so I saw that I used their dead name. And at the time, I didn't know, like back in 2016, September 2016, I didn't know necessarily that this person was trans. Like I heard rumors in the friend group, but I didn't know for sure. And so I just went with the name that I knew at the time, which is the name that is blotted out in this document. So I figured, you know, before I show these, I was like, oh shoot, I need to blot that out, because that's their dead name. They went through a couple of names. They landed on a new one after the falling out. I heard from a mutual friend that they chose a new name, which is pretty cool. You always want to get comfortable with the name you got. So with that out of the way, issue 2 is basically the same as issue 1, this time with a lot more logos in the sidebar. So not only do we have Tabletopian image and form from previous issue, we also have SteamWorld Heist, which was coming out at the time, which I was really excited about, and Clone Wars Abridged, which was a project that me, Andrew Cannon, and Daniel Ripplinger all worked on together as part of Team 4 Star's Abridged competition. We didn't get anywhere close to like probably the top 100 because it was bad. We ultimately worked on making a director's cut that was significantly better. But yeah, so days come and go, so do ideas. We act on those ideas, and we can make wonderful works of art. Apparently I was very philosophical and poetic 4 years ago. Whereas Pen and Paper News Bin does indeed have a major gap between the previous issue and this one. Reason simple, I couldn't find the audience until now. Thanks to a new letter writing campaign between my friend and myself, I now have an audience for this newsletter. That is another thing that never really worked out. I was like, hey everyone, let's, you know, write letters, because writing letters is fun, and, you know, there's, you know, a fun experience of getting letters in the mail, but hardly anyone else agreed. So yeah, that was a wonderful disaster. Follow the first campaign, all the people here, Andrew Cox, behind him, Andrew Cannon. This is actually a screen grab from a video I recorded all 3 sessions. The last session, the camera died, and so I didn't have a spare battery or a charger, and so we just continued on without recording. This was back in 2016. I was using the game room as my little work room, and that's my custom DM screen. Everything was homebrew, even the DM screen, which was hastily put together. So the first campaign was called Flames Across the Galaxy. It lasted a whole 3 sessions before collapsing and fading into memory. There were God, I could go on for hours about this campaign and how there were ups and downs, and there was drama in the group because 2 of the players were dating each other, and then they split apart, and then one of them was getting really weird about the whole breakup, and so I was asked to ban them, and because, you know, it's a no drama kind of session, I banned them. Final session took place at a local Hastings. God rest Hastings' soul. There was a mystery man. I never got his name. I still have his character sheet, but he just walked up and was like, "Hey, can I join your D&D session?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I thought I had a spare character sheet, didn't, but someone had a spare piece of notebook paper and he made a character. And this sentence is still true. I've yet to see Mystery Man again. That man is an anomaly. God bless that man and whatever he's up to in life, because he made that last session so much fun. Again, I could go into hours about how fun that last session was. It was amazing. But yeah, so like, even though it was the final session, I had to ban some players due to drama or repeatedly breaking some very basic rules I had set in place. It was just a whole mess, but the people that remained were still, they still had a lot of fun. And at that point, I just kind of threw my rules out the window. I was like, you could do anything you want. So they asked if there was a Han Solo cutout, and I was like, you know what, yeah, sure. So they got a Han Solo cardboard cutout and bought it, or they stole it, I can't remember. I like to say that they bought it because it makes my character seem, my players seem a lot more on the good spectrum than on the chaotic, but they were completely chaotic. And then it was supposed to be a completely homebrew galaxy with its own nations or whatever, but they were like, can we get the Klingons? And I was like, you know what, fuck it. And they were like, can we get the Super Saiyan squad? Vegeta, Gohan, Goku, and Trunks? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And they all worked together and destroyed the planet, and then that was it. That was pretty wild. What's next? Pokemon Pen and Paper is almost ready. No, it's not. I always was like, it's almost ready, but it wasn't really that close to being ready. Alright, here we've got the only personal copy I have of Gaming and Creating. This is specifically Volume 2 at a much different format. Volume 1 had pretty much the same format as Pen and Paper News. Oh, hey, the power's finally back on. Which means I have to turn off my fan. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. This actually means I can print out some more. The rest of Pen and Paper and the rest of Gaming and Creating, which I'll go over in another video. So this is Volume 2, Issue 1 from, this was the December 2019, January 2020 issue. Volume 2 is exactly what it says. There was a Volume 1, and it succeeded passing 12 issues, which is something I really wanted. I wanted to last a whole year. And so I made one every single month for 12 months, and that was amazing. Even when I was off at SCAD and had a bit of a difficulty mailing these out, I was still able to do it. And that was back when the format was like this. So that was really cool, and I was like, let's do Volume 2. Volume 2 sadly did end after a while, and that was just because I was very unsatisfied with how it turned out. Let me get my computer turned on and that good to go. I think all the hard drives are still good. So anyways, okay, table of contents. New volume, gearing up for year 4, video guides, and the website, a celebration of Pokemon. This was an ongoing thing that I wanted across all issues of gaming and creating for volume 2. Was something reoccurring for people to know exactly, like, okay, well that's something that we definitely know is going to be in that issue. And then what I've been playing, that was also a recurring thing. New volume, We Did It Reddit, and this is just like 2 pages of me just thanking the people that signed up, which wasn't that many, but for me it was amazing. Gearing up for year 4, this was a big thing that I was really excited for, and then it happened. I was like, heck yeah. So year 4 was like the 4th year that I'd done YouTube on the channel that I upload to now. So that was really exciting. I wanted to do more. I wanted to have a daily upload schedule. I wanted to do tons of additional content. As we know now, the daily schedule didn't really last that long because it burnt me out severely. But this is talking about, there was a mention of the website on the previous page. Seeing hints of, many changes, especially in how I make and deliver content. So Mini Pack was a series that continued all the way to episode 52, and that marked a year. So that was, an episode came out every single week for a year. So not only did I do gaming and creating for a whole year, but I also did Mini Pack. And I both equally took a good chunk of work. But Mini Pack, there was a lot more, like, in terms of quantity. For YouTube channel itself, cutting down how much I produced for it. Yeah, that's something that you saw with between Mario Kart 8 and Super Mario Galaxy plus Portal, and then between those two and LEGO Star Wars 2 and Jedi Academy. That, obviously, the daily channel thing fell apart, but I do definitely want to still give myself breathing time between series. So video guides on the website, this goes on more specifically about what kinds of projects I was working on at the time. This right here, and then also these 2 pieces of art. These were custom channel art that I had done for my Vlare channel. I don't have any sort of special link for that because you had to be a partner, which I never got around to doing. I did 3 series for Vlare, and then I stopped because college was getting a bit intense. So I was making videos for Vlare and YouTube, and at the time I was working on Stellaris and Mario Kart 8. Both were really fun series. Stellaris just took a long time to produce, and Mario Kart 8 got pretty challenging towards the end. I've yet to be part of my Mario Kart 8. That was until I hit 200cc, and then I just stopped because there was no way. RPG Maker and a book about a fictional card game. I'm still slowly working on this. That's going to be another video of just like a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I did eventually make a game using RPG Maker VX8 and use the video. Yeah, it should still be up on the main channel of like a little game dev vlog thing where I took a week to make a game, and it was great. Something about that hard deadline of making a game in 1 week. I was able to do it, and in fact I did it with a few days to spare, which was pretty great. Oh, and the most intense project of all, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow Guide. I still have this project file. I got several pages in, I think almost breaking 100, and then I had to stop because I was getting real tired. It was just a very challenging project to do, very time consuming. The challenge came from figuring out how to be very brief and to the point, very concise with my Pokemon bios, and then also figuring out ways to share information in a way where I couldn't, like, different from my videos. And so I basically, at some point I would like to go back and finish this, and maybe I might do a series of videos where I work on this for like an hour per video, and maybe that will get me to finish it, who knows. Here we have a Celebration of Pokemon Part 1. Originally I wanted to do this for like just brief thoughts on every gen. I did ultimately do that for, I want to say, three or four parts in total, but I never did get around to finishing it because the newsletter ended. So this was at the time that I originally was writing this. Pokemon Sword and Shield hadn't been released yet. We're receiving a ton of hate, and so I just wanted to go back and look at how far Pokemon had come since the very beginning. So I have like these red and blue screenshots from my Pokemon Blue Let's Play. Just playing through Pokemon Blue version was probably the best thing that I ever did as a Pokemon fan who was getting burnt out on the franchise, because I had gotten every single game except Black and White. I had skipped those games because I was just really happy with the GBA Pokemon games that I had. I believe specifically Emerald, Ruby, and Leaf Green that I had at the time, plus Pokemon, it was either Pokemon Pearl or Pokemon Platinum that as a kid. By the way, I had all those games and I was very satisfied with them, and so I skipped Black and White. And then my friends got me Pokemon Y for my birthday one year, and I was very confused by what is and wasn't a Pokemon. And then it was weird. I had a very Gen 1 mindset, except for someone who never really played Gen 1 outside the GBA remakes. And then I got Pokemon Moon, and I never really beat Pokemon Moon. I never got to the Elite Four. I just kind of stopped. I felt a little burnt out. I might just full-on reset that file. But also I can only play one Pokemon game at a time. It's just how my brain works. So here I go on to just rave about my Pokemon team. So we have Braithy the Beedrill, Kittybank the Persian, Bullabee the Snorlax, Jojo the Hitmonlee, Viney the Tangela, or Vinny, however you want to say it, and then Aimberry the Blastoise, and then here at the end I put them down in order that I got them. Although I'm not sure, I can't remember if I got Jojo first and then Tangela, and then Viney. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. And then I went on to talk about Gold and Silver, and I think this time around was just, no, yeah, it was also Gen 3. Okay. So Gold and Silver, these were some stills from some live streams I was doing of Pokemon Crystal. And I just mentioned Gold and Silver and I don't include Crystal. I don't know why. But that's just what happened. I used to do Twitch streams. I stopped after a while because it just got a pain with dropped frames and all that stuff. It's a game that you need to take your time to beat. It's almost like the Animal Crossing of Pokemon games. Yep, that's something where I'm still going through my current Pokemon Crystal playthrough with the same mindset I had when I started, of like just beat the gyms, beat the Elite Four, beat the game. But once that playthrough is over, I'm going to start over with the fresh mindset of it's a routine. Here we have Ruby and Sapphire. This is a screenshot that I had to go out of my way to get using the GBA player. Freaking love these games with all my heart. Yep, I got Emerald version for Christmas. And it really did become my go-to game to play. I had a whole handful of games, but Pokemon Emerald was my my go-to. I don't remember much of my first playthrough other than I chose Mudkip in my starter and there was a Wingull on my team. I would ultimately go on to have my copy stolen by someone who I thought was my friend, and then I have to go and get a new copy. I think I'm either on my second copy or I'm on my third copy of Pokemon Emerald. And this is before they got stupid expensive, like $40, $50. This was back when they were still, like, you know, GameStop was charging like 10 or 20. Favorite part is using music. I have both the original Ruby and Sapphire and the Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Yep, they are indeed my go-to soundtracks to play when I commute up to college. And then also I got a DS, a Rose Gold DS, because that's what I thought I had. But when I was talking to my mom, I actually found a Coral Pink DS. But I, after spending a lot of time with my Rose Gold DS, I actually like this a lot more than the Coral Pink. Coral Pink one just looks kind of gross. IMO. But yeah, this was this one on Ruby and Sapphire was a lot shorter than the other, than Red and Blue and Gold and Silver, and that was because I couldn't accurately describe my feelings about this game, about specifically Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. So that was the end of part 1. Issue number 2, I went through generations 4 through 6. That did happen. I don't know if I got any screenshots for those. I'll have to print those out at some point. And then what have I been playing? So a little blurb about the stuff going down, and then a one-page bit about each of the games I've been playing. So Mario Kart 8, Stellaris, Dark Arena. Dark Arena, God bless them, they tried. I say right here, Dark Arena is a game that tries to be a Doom clone without the knowledge of what makes a good Doom clone, and it shows. Levels are too big, difficulty spikes are too random, and the controls are serviceable at best. Was it worth the $15-ish I paid for it? Hell no. It really wasn't. It was bad. I did a whole Let's Play of it for my Vlaire channel, and good golly, it was garbage. Minecraft, it's 2020, and I still enjoy playing Minecraft, albeit if I'm playing with friends. I have a Realm server that I pay for monthly. For a while, it wasn't getting a bunch of use, but now getting some more use now that I changed one of the worlds into a floating island world. That's it for issue number 1. Next time, I did this like next time on Gaming and Creating, where I gave a little sneak peek as to what was coming in the next issue. And in part 2, or in issue 2, part 2 of Celebration of Pokemon and what I've been playing, but also talking about some Star Wars games. So that was pretty fun to tease. And then a little thank you at the end, as well as link to submit feedback. So yeah, that was some newsletters that I wanted to go over for this random video for the behind the scenes channel. Next time around, I'll definitely print out some more. If I can find the rest of Pen and Paper News, I'll print those out and see if I have any extra issues, or if they're all just template files, and then get copies of Volume 1 printed out, and then we'll talk about that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in that video. And then also, remember to subscribe to this channel for some more behind the scenes videos and some more random stuff. Who knows, maybe at some point I might just upload random, like, alright, let's open a booster pack. This is a deck box, but you know what I mean. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in another behind the scenes video.